Sigma right now, it's just like day and night, right? They always know what to do. Sometimes, of course, they still lose. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but at least they have a plan that they're trying to follow.
We're talking about plans that they're trying to follow. We've got a draft, which is where these two teams are going to set out their plans. We've already got a couple of bans already, with the Timbersaw being banned up immediately by Team Liquid, taking out ATF's Heroes and Razor, and Weaver and Bane banned out by OG, with the IO, Mars, and Snapfire picked up already. Talk me through these early picks and bans, Misery.
10 seconds.
Well, we have obviously the first pick IO here. This hero is a bit weird to me because before it was always like IO Gyro, IO Tiny, and the IO combos are less like defined now. I think the hero is a bit more up in the air. Like, what do you pair? It's a lot about what team you're talking about. Like, you see IO Nightstalker here. Tundra plays like IO Tidehunter a lot. That's been IO OD recently. So it is a bit different than it was in the past. And then of course, like, the Mars Snapfire it's just really solid opening, right? You have the arena into Snapfire ultimate. You have strong lane, stuns, frontline. You have a lot of stuff going for you when you pick those two together.
Yeah, what I like about IO specifically now, that people sort of moved on from, as you said, all these combos, is they usually still end up picking a hero it can synergize very well with, like in the safe lane. They just don't lane together. Rather, IO is used to enable weaker laners, especially early on, like this Nightstalker during the daytime. You can't bully him out of the lane if there's an IO there with a headrest. If you just have like 10 permanent HP region, there's just not enough damage coming out to bully out the Nightstalker. And then come nighttime, suddenly he's the boss of the lane.
Let's talk through... sorry, go ahead.
No, that's a good point. I think it's you don't see the IO safe lane that much anymore, right? It's mostly just like Blackset pretty much.
Next bans coming out, we've got the Kunkka and Medusa already banned by OG, picking up those AO, getting rid of those AoE heroes from outside the arena, and the TA and Shadow Demon banned up by Liquid. Those are interesting bans from Liquid. What's the logic there? Shadow Demon we don't see a lot banned out.
I think this is very much targeted against OG. Like OG has been playing like several games of this carry TA on Uragi, which goes Aghanims and like this is everywhere on the map, and he actually becomes a hard carry. That's pretty hard to deal with. And I mean, it's also a really good matchup. If they were to pick TA into Mars, it's pretty good, right? For the lane at least. It's hard for Mars to pressure.
Yeah.
And then the Shadow Demon as well is also OG targeted, right? Like Misha has been playing it a lot. Also good against Mars, right? With the save.
Yeah.
And then the other bans, Kunkka, Medusa, Beastmaster. It's kind of, I think it's very Nightstalker targeted, probably, right? A bit of IO as well with the Kunkka, but Medusa and Beastmaster should be very good against Nightstalker in the game.
Especially Beastmaster. Actually, like this Nightstalker shard during nighttime, you can actually eat the Ancient Creep. So I don't know how bad it is anymore for Nightstalker. Previously it was terrible when you couldn't do that. But now you can just eat the Ancient Creep for 250 gold every time. It kind of ruins Beastmaster's game. But of course, if the game doesn't go too well for Nightstalker and you can't really snowball, get that shard, and really get into eat that creep, then yeah. And the pace might be a little bit too fast for Nightstalker also. So the concept is always pretty hard countered.
We don't actually see much Beastmaster play, but we see it banned a lot. And it's very much banned in the second phase just because, I mean, it makes sense, right? The Beastmaster is such a hard hero to deal with if it's picked in the second phase and you've already shown your 5. It's like some Bane or whatever that can't deal with these summons, so it makes sense why it gets banned.
Yeah, I hate it. The stupid boss are way too strong if we don't have a hero that can deal with it.
This is a nasty good pick, right? Because you see if you have a Nightstalker IO lane, off lane.
Yeah.
10 seconds
and you're like Undying in that scenario, you're just so happy, right?
They need a carry though that can really capitalize on it, because if they just pick a Undying, like they will both just buy a stick and it will kind of just be fine and sustain, right? Like you actually gotta pick a carry that can pressure them now, because otherwise that Undying pick seems a little bit wasted.
What sort of carry will pressure them then? What do you want to combine with that?
Ooh, what carry could do that? Like something like a PA perhaps, I think is very strong against the Nightstalker always, because even if you activate nighttime, you jump the supports, PA can actually just jump the Nightstalker with a bash and just kill him. And you protect your supports by killing the Nightstalker. So I wouldn't mind seeing a PA here at all. It's pretty good against Luna too in a core matchup, versus Io and Lion too. So
does it combine with the Mars? We normally see a kind of a ranged carry with the Mars. Like the Terrorblade, perhaps.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I mean
also
TB
cool.
is has like a similar function in the lane, like the reflection plus decay can cause a lot of problems. It doesn't really pressure Nightstalker IO too much, I don't think.
Well, it's like I think
10
the Undying
seconds
is
remaining.
just to secure the lane, right? I mean, you
Secure
could
the TB,
go for
right?
some kind of just
Yeah.
secure the
5
lane. It's also
seconds
just two
remaining.
value to have this like Undying into 2 strength heroes, right? He
Yeah.
almost alone can pressure them, and then
Yeah.
the Terrorblade is just gonna have such a free game, right? Plus, what I was gonna say was like Undying in the game is also amazing as Nightstalker, right? Because Nightstalker likes to play against these 5s that are squishy, that get silenced, and then they just die. Just get solo killed by him, right? Whereas Undying pops his ultimate and drops Tombstone, and he's like, yeah, now what? You know, like
He can actually
Nightstalker
fight
can't
back,
actually
right?
engage that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
like
of
the
course,
Lion
TB is
pick, though.
hard counter to Luna as well, right?
Yes, but I like the Lion pick from OG. It probably shows that they had an idea that the Terrorblade could be coming, right? So that they prematurely kind of deal a little bit with TB, with the illusion clearing from Mana Burn and Hex.
I think you gotta ban Tinker here if you're liquid.
Just for the burst.
Yes.
Dire team ban.
It just goes too well with the lineup. Like Nightstalker Tinker is insane.
OG's turn to ban.
And
Yeah, it's
There you
banned.
yeah. What's like a similar hero? Because
Dire
like
team
usually you would
ban.
either pick like Zeus or something like that, but it's not nearly as good as Tinker. Like Tinker's definitely number one.
I would love to see Zeus, though.
No one's
I mean,
picked a Zeus in some time.
I'm like the biggest Zeus fan, but against honestly, they actually don't have the easiest way.
No, this is right now. It's a good Zeus game. I'm just
10
thinking like
seconds remaining.
you pick
But
Zeus
they can
and
last
you
pick
get
Storm.
If you don't get dumpstered in lane, the hero's amazing, right?
5
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
I would be really afraid though if I pick Zeus and Liquid just picks a Storm. It's like, it looks
that's a
really
problem.
scary.
Accepting
I've-
the Zeus is unlikely to happen. What do you think's a more likely pick?
What does BCM play if he's not Tinker, Quap?
Like the spirits, I guess, like a Void Spirit or so.
Right. You also said Storm. I think Storm is also pretty good for OG.
Yeah, it is. They
I'm
only
sure
have one good stun.
I'm sure Liquid's talking about banning Storm or Void Spirit, maybe.
Yeah. If they go
They
Storm,
also have last pick,
Puck
right,
looks
so-
insane though.
There's also Puck still.
Yeah. Well, Puck Storm, they just counter each other to an extent, I guess.
Most of Mekke's heroes have been banned out, aside from the Storm, which,
OG's turn.
I guess is the one
Wait,
that they're
wait.
picking up.
They banned the Puck. Now Storm is super good for OG.
I mean, yeah.
Dire team pick.
End up
Bat
picking that
Rider.
Bat Rider.
Oh, Bat Rider is also a hero. That's true. This is also a very good bat game, right?
Yeah. What's
Like
the other
you
hero I
can,
thought about, but not last picking? That can be a little bit risky because now Storm.
Lena.
Lena?
Lena.
Hero.
What? I really don't like this Lena pick, I gotta say.
Why not?
Like, if this is a Storm, this lineup makes perfect sense to me. But the Lena, like, it just makes it so hard for the Mars to play now, I feel. Like, you actually gotta go in first as Mars every time, but if you have a Storm, you just start the fight on your terms, and then Mars comes in with a good arena afterwards. But, like, this Lena just looks so fragile against the Bad Rider as well.
Do you agree?
Yeah,
Ezra?
I do kind of agree. I also think the Bat Rider is completely unaddressed this game, and you don't really have you don't have a good initiation, right? Like Black was touching on a bit. It's only Mars, and Mars is not reliable, right? You have to blink spear somebody. It's not easy. And OG has the vision advantage with the Night Stalker, and they have the Bat Rider to initiate the Lion too. So yeah, I also think that OG won the last bit of the draft there, but
Does Mickey not play Storm? He does, right?
he definitely does.
Mekke plays a lot of Storm, yeah.
One of his best heroes.
I'm so confused then. Like, Lena and TB literally do the same thing. No? Like, they range damage dealers.
But I think maybe people don't think of Storm as much, like, because it's kind of only Team Spirit who's played it recently, right? We don't see Storm being played much.
I guess, yeah. It's just like I never really like a draft where you don't take care of each other's weaknesses. Because for me, Lena and TB literally the same thing. Like, they both just want to stay behind and hit people. Like, I think because of the last two heroes, I'm going to go with OG this game. Bad Rider just looks too unaddressed.
I also think if Bad Rider has a good game, this nice spot timing with BKB, Octarine Core, like, I don't know, if he ever gets to those items, it just feels like it's so hard for Liquid to play. That being said, they do have this Tombstone, like Arena, Terrorblade, like they can play around their own area really well. Like they could potentially get Roshan really easily, play around tier 2 towers, stuff like that. So if they can bait OG in to take a bad fight, then maybe like they could just, because they have a lot of damage, right? Like they have this Lina, Terrorblade, these 2 turrets just hitting. So if they can't bait them in, like OG will die. But OG has like the map control. They can play the map much better. Yeah. I will also go with OG.
Okay, a lot of OG prediction happening over here. So will Team Liquid's Lina burn up and flame away with it, or will the Batrider flap his way to victory? I know who's going to tell us. It is Nomad and Lizard.
Absolutely, yes, it is a flame war in the middle lane, and not the kind where they're typing obscenities towards each other, but instead the Fire Heroes on a one-on-one. But yeah, Black very surprised they didn't go for the Storm Spirit this game, as Misha, look at this, both teams positioned against the river from each other in a very cool view here. And Misha was like, I'm going to run up these stairs. He's like, actually, that doesn't seem like a good idea, suddenly.
OG already planted like 3-4 of these banners in front of their tier 1 Liquid, that is.
I see.
Yeah, I agree with them. Like Storm and Queen of Pain looked like the best options. Queen of Pain was banned out. They go for the Lina instead. And I completely share the sentiment with everything they said. The fact that they have 2 heroes that kind of fulfill the same purpose. The fact that Mars has a huge burden on his back now to... Let's see what he can do here.
Stun comes out. Rune will be grabbed by OG, and that's going to mean... Oh, it's not going to mean actually. Oh, it's going to mean Liquid get 3, because Matum Man's done a bit of jogging. He's managed to jog and grab both of the runes of Amar.
It was a bit cheeky there. Managed to snatch both of them. It truly feels like for Liquid, they have to play the teamfights pitch perfect, and they can't waste any of their ultis, right? Like you have this Mars, Lina, and Undying. They have to be constantly well positioned to protect each other, to protect the Terrorblade. Meanwhile, you look at OG's drafts and it just looks so fun. Like it looks so free. Every single hero can make moves. Every single hero can run around, make plays, juggle and jump around you. It feels very similar to yesterday's Liquid draft that they had when Mickey was playing Ember Spirit. It feels very similar to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you reckon one reason they picked this Lina over one of the other options then is perhaps because they want just kind of more late game damage, and they know how much OG likes to scale, how they like to farm on all their heroes, and maybe they're just going to kind of challenge on OG in that behalf and say, hey, we're just going to pick something which is going to scale better than you?
Perhaps. It's a valid idea. I think... Most probable thing is they went for Lina as the hero is extremely popular at the moment. She's very strong, one of the best mid laners, and they do have this Mars to protect her a little bit, so it kind of makes some sense, right?
Yep.
It's not a bad hero, but
Tombstone killer as well.
Any stretch, yeah, it can work.
Although why she kill her in Tombstone, I don't know. Moving on. So VZM, not going to have the greatest time in the middle lane. Start things off, of course. You're playing against Alina. It's just not fun for anyone in the first few levels.
It's a Batrider. He'll be fine. A couple of stacks on the small camp as well. Get some bonus blasts over there. He'll find his farm. It's kind of the same thing, right? Alina will be also moving back into the jungle, getting those boots of travel, and afterwards perhaps rotating.
So do you find it interesting here that Tiger's playing the IO, but he's moved over to the safe lane? Meanwhile, they'll put Misha, of course, on his Lion over in the offlane. But I imagine Tiger's still playing the 4, right?
Yeah, it's not really that surprising because you're playing versus an Undying. Basically, Insania picked this hero so that he can completely crush the safe lane. And when you're playing Undying versus 2 strength heroes, Io and Undying...
Talking about Io, he's in trouble. He's going to get first blooded down in the bottom lane by Zai. Looks like he got caught out by a spear and a cookie. And that was the end of him, utilizing that level 2.
They switched things up, but Io is still having a little bit of a problem on the bottom lane. Mars and Snapfire, just such a good combination of heroes.
So Liquid are the team to draw first blood on this bottom lane. You do have to be so careful when you're playing IO as well, you know. If you get caught out like that, then it is just instant death a lot of the time. You only have an escape under certain circumstances, which are very unusual, but if you have a target to tether to, then it can be a good escape. But if you don't, then you're just dead. And Boxy getting overcharged down here, but doesn't look like for the damage. Uh-oh, Tiger gets speared back on a tower. Luckily, using that range, he can just ping himself back to Yuragi. Didn't quite make contact with the tower, so didn't get stunned up.
Yeah, this time around he actually had the tether available once again. It was off cooldown, so very simple for him to run away. And you can see the potential from the Luna plus IO as well, right? Like, it's no pushover this lane. If they play their cards right with the overcharge, there's so much damage that they're dishing out.
So will get himself back, but low on health, low on mana. He needs some refueling here. Meanwhile, BZM doing exactly what we expected, just farming up those small camps and having a great time in the process.
I think it's very similar with Nikkei. He stacked out the small camp. He's probably going to just be pushing this wave out and then going for the small camp and into the bounty rune.
Hello, top lane. Martu getting punched by Amar, but of course, once they have those magic damage nukes down, the TB kind of just stops taking damage, because right clicks just don't do much to this hero.
Yeah, interesting that Insania already has 2 levels of Tombstone.
Huh. Why is that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't usually see that. I see some soul rips in the lane to help out Matu and whatnot. Later on, this Tombstone is going to be amazing. Like, it's extremely good in a game such as this one. You'll have those pesky little zombies following Amar and also following the Batrider Luna bottom lane.
Oh, the arena bottom lane. Well, top lane, we've got the Tombstone down and summoning those zombies. And
You're gonna farm with them?
I mean, he is with how it's positioned right now, that's for sure. Oh, you know what's happened? I saw in his stream earlier he was playing the Aghanim's Labyrinth. I think he's just using the same build. He's forgotten he's in real Dota now.
Oh, I see. Did you play it, by the way? The new Labyrinth?
Yeah, I've played it. I'm up to level 3 already. It's great fun.
Good job.
I love
Actually, haven't gotten the time to play it once so far.
It's very enjoyable, I must say. Yuragi, once again, getting overcharged by Tiger and just pewing away at old Zai here, utilizing that increased attack speed along with the aura damage which you get on that Luna to just absolutely destroy that poor Mars.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Moxie getting some couriers, but not really able to accomplish much more over there. There are some rotations. Misha is moving bottom. Maybe they can punish
Boxy
Moxie.
could be in some trouble here, and Tiger finds a partner to overcharge too, and they will bring down that Snapfire with ease. I don't think they want to walk up into Meke here, though. That hero is very, very scary, even though she doesn't have much mana. You don't mess with the Lina.
Yeah, the moment you see her, you probably head back. It's actually Mike that will scout them out with the fresh observer board that he just planted, and his bottle will also be refilled by Boxy. Maybe they can kill Misha here now.
Misha's nearby. Oh, stun. He's just on the precipice there. But doesn't quite cross over into it, and Misha will be okay.
Top lane.
God,
It's nighttime, remember.
It is, yep. Amar starts the chase onto Matumba Man, but there's a TP coming in from Insania. He's coming in to help out his carry player. Not going to let Amar chase down and kill off his carry just quite that easily.
There's the Soul Rip as well, healing him up a bit, but Amar is not going away. I'm surprised that they left him completely alone, considering it is nighttime and he can actually pressure the lane now. If he had, let's say, a lion over there, they would be able to completely dominate Matumba Man.
Yeah, unfortunately, Misha's gotten confused because, you know, he's a position 5 player, he's used to playing the bottom lane, and now he's like, he's forgotten he needs to come back to top.
It's just pulling him. There's some gravity towards the safe lane, right?
Yeah. You can't escape it. It's his natural instinct.
So basically what I thought for Misha was the best thing to do is stack up the hard camp and the ancients, right, for Luna, and also pressure the top lane. I'm pretty sure they'll start doing it very soon, now that the Batrider doesn't have to farm there any longer. So also very deep ward that they just planted.
Vision should help them out later on if they are looking for an engagement. Misha probably doesn't want to be seen here either, because he's like, man, I don't want this to get dewarded, so I'm gonna stick around here.
He's just hiding, level 3, you know. He sees Matu, but can't really do a lot about it. He's waiting for some support, perhaps a Batrider. But he's scouted as well, like they see BZM.
Yeah, BZM. Actually gonna, he kind of gives away they've got a ward here somewhat, but he actually kind of baits them out into placing the sentry where it isn't. And now Misha coming wrap around from the side. Nice stun onto 2. Dragging him back. They've got the Snapfire. That's going to be an easy kill, though. I say that the heal comes in, but it's not enough to keep Boxy alive. Boxy will get roasted, and Misha still needs to run here. There's a Dragon Slave down from the low ground. Misha, one more click will probably do the job, and they will find it, but it's Insania who gets the kill onto the Lion. And, oh my goodness, Mickey just unleashing onto BZM, and with the Dragon Slave, they'll get themselves another kill here. Liquid punishing OG for moving into their side of the map.
Yeah, Mickey utilizing that ward really well, and now...
Tiger, though, he's got a haste rune. That's unfortunate for Zai. Oh, he just gets caught in the arena, pinged back in towards the LSA, and that's going to be a kill for Mickey in the end.
Yeah, he was juking it very well, the LSA that is, and then he got bonked by the arena back into it. Mickey is just doing a lot of work right now. He's really making this Lina work off of the laning stage. He almost has his travels completed, and after he has those travels completed, he can join pretty much every single fight and keep up with his network progression, farming up that triangle.
Yeah, she's going to reach there a little bit faster than BZM does. BZM still a fair chunk of gold away, about 500. Me or Melina only about 200 at this point away from those boots of travel, so bit of a deficit there.
But BZM, I feel like, has an easier job once he gets those travels, because there's just so many setups available for him, right? If he catches anything with travels, with his Flaming Lasso, it's so easy to follow up on the side of OG. You have this IO, you relocate in, it's an easy kill on any core. I just love how Amar is playing, by the way. This guy just doesn't give a damn. He's sitting on the top lane, just farming away on the Night Stalker. He has his armlet. Misha, when he was fleeing the enemy jungle, when they were chasing him, he just continued hitting creeps. He didn't even think about going to help him, like, even though it was nighttime. This dude is your, like, incarnate of your classical pubber becoming a pro player, you know?
I didn't want to go there, but I was going to say it. Definitely feels like the old, you know, Midas Night Stalker off lane who kind of waits, you know. Second night, it's first night's not an issue, second night's not. Maybe fifth night I'll come and start helping out,
dude just wants to carry, you know, and so far it's working out really well for OG. He's a bit on a greedier side, but he definitely makes it work later.
He sure does, Lizard. He sure does. Liquid, though, trying to punish as best they can. The damage coming in the bottom lane as Mickey will take down this tower using those fiery hands of his.
And his teammates are instantly smoking up, going towards mid, because he has travels. It's very easy for him to connect. Can they catch BZM, though? They need an arena for this.
Run, Bosom, run. I think he's going to be okay. Liquid.
Foxy.
Oh no, he's not going to be okay. Oh, yeah, maybe he's going to go. Dodge the spit, dodge the spit. No, not possible. Not possible. Oh, and the kisses as well. My goodness. They Russell is Jimmy's good and proper in the jungle.
And they're going straight into that tier 1 because Metamorphosis has been used. You know that Batrider is dead for 20 seconds. That's just enough time to finish off the tier 1 on the mid lane.
Alright, this is some good tempo from Liquid. Bottom tier 1 taken, middle tier 1 taken. Their checklist is just getting ticked off way too quick.
Yeah, OG, however, they're ready to, it seems like, engage. They do have nighttime possible.
Bit of a wraparound. No Eclipse on the Luna here, so they'll just have to try... Oh, she does have the... just levels it up before the fight here, and they'll unleash it onto Mickey. Mickey's going to lose his life. And that's a nice kill from OG. I love what Yuragi did there, actually. Holding the point, smoking up, and then if they find the fight, yep, level the Eclipse, get the kill. If not, level your passive. Go and farm. Really nice play.
Yeah, amazing amounts of damage on that level 1 Lucent Beam, wasn't it? No matter.
I mean, it worked, didn't it, Lizard? Foxy gonna be dropping here. Stun out onto the Marth.
Yeah, OG striking back. Perhaps they can even take down this tier 1 tower. Lina still dead for a little while. Will they be punished for this?
Mickey's back in. He's doing a decent amount of damage, but he's also been stunned himself. Finger is out onto Mickey, and now with the lasso again, it's chain deaths for poor old Lina. Zai trying to back himself away. They're inside the arena on the side of OG, but they're taking down this Mars one step at a time, and it's going to be another kill going the way of OG. They take down the tier 1 tower, and they get themselves 2 massive kills in the process. Liquid, it just doesn't feel like they were expecting this level of aggression from OG this early.
Well, this is something that panel was talking about, and this is a situation in which having one of the spirits would come in handy, right? Like having something that can just survive without the arena. I feel like you're playing with the Lina and a TB. Before this Lina has a BKB, Mars needs to be constantly protecting her, and he tried, but it was just a little bit too late on that mid lane. Mickey TP'd straight into the brawl.
A little too late. Not quite enough in the tank for Liquid for that one. Just need to be set up a little bit earlier.
Do you think that he could have TP'd maybe a little bit behind the tower? A little bit safer? Or was that a good... I guess if he TP's there, he has a chance to instantly LSA someone.
Radiant are scanning.
Ooh, Liquid. Talking about sneaky moves, they are right into this Roshan pit. OG under their noses here. Are they going to be expecting this? I'm not sure they're going to call this.
Can they contest it though? There's no nighttime, you don't have Dark Ascension for 10 more seconds, and the Tombstone has been already dropped. You don't contest this.
Alright, fair enough. Well, it's going to be Team Liquid who take the first Aegis of the game, and Mickey who will grab that Aegis of Immortality. After 2 deaths, he certainly needs it.
Yeah, I think you use this Aegis now mainly because you already used your smoke. You use this Aegis to go and farm up the BKB on Lina. You can still make moves, and if Mickey sees an opportunity, he can travel in. But that BKB would be so helpful in the upcoming fights.
Yeah.
It just makes Zai's life easier, right? Like, he doesn't have to worry about every single thing on his team.
Yes, his list of responsibilities grows a little bit shorter, which is going to enable him much more in terms of what he can achieve.
It's like he's this big brother, you know, just has to take care of his little siblings. There is a smoke on OG. The moment night comes, they go.
Yeah, well choreographed here from OG as they find themselves on Sania. This Night Stalker's going to get right on top of the Undying, and that will be a dead position 5. Small kill, but big area of the map as they take over that triangle for the time being. Zai, meanwhile, going for a cheeky wave at mid. He blinks himself out, though. He will be safe for now.
No, that was actually really good for Liquid. They're wasting nighttime. The triangle that you called as taken, yeah, it was taken. And they will kill Boxy on top lane, which is... Actually, they won't. Turn on Amar. This is perfect for Liquid.
And they're gonna get him. Amar goes down to the Laguna Blade from Mickey, and that is gonna be a big kill going their way. Outmaneuvering OG at this point.
Maybe relocate bottom lane.
Yeah, it's possible. They're gonna pop the arena though. This is Zai going for the kill with Matumba Man. Uragi needs some help, and he needs it now. And guess what? It's here. The cavalry has arrived. Coming to Uragi's rescue. Can they fight up into this? I think they can. It's the Terraplay getting so low, but he gets onto Sunder. Matumba Man's not going down. They don't land the finishing blow somehow, some way. He survives through that.
And Luna survives. Like,
yeah. All right. No one died. Cool.
What should do about nothing? Like, I can't believe that Luna and TB survived. TB was hexed and lassoed, and he had like 100 HP left. And he still manages to use his Sunder off on the Batrider. Really nicely played by both of these teams, rescuing their cores. The relocate play was nice, set up by Misha. As he planted this deep observer ward, he could actually spot out where Terrorblade was heading. I still think that Liquid is benefiting from
Zai. Yeah. Just to keep the TB alive at the very end there. I think that was Bulwark coming into play.
Yeah, he definitely helped out. Mar.
Yeah, into a tree, and the amount of lockdown they've got with this Lina will mean they've easily got enough to bring down Amar.
Yeah, they're getting a couple of these kills on him now, second time in a row, during night time. It's not perfect for OG, as they truly would like to utilize the nighttime to actually be the ones on the aggressive side. But you are playing versus an Aegis, BKB, Lina. There's not truly a ton that you can do at the moment.
The hero is so damn scary, as we've seen time and time again. Yeah, they did manage to kill Mickey twice earlier on in the game, but doesn't make that much of a difference at this point. Not really, he was already so far ahead.
I love how Insania, he's just not even waiting for a fight, he just instantly drops that tombstone and makes Matumba Man's job of taking this tower that easier. There is a smoke though from OG, they want to use the Knight, it seems like.
It makes a ton of sense as well, because you're playing against a Night Stalker, you're playing against a Bat Rider. Oh my goodness, Tumbler's Toy getting BZM out of the way, dodging everyone right now. They've used their stuns, and OG are going to use this opening to jump in the backline to just try and block the Snapfire. Yul's going to keep him alive a little bit longer, but Boxy will fall. Mickey gets fingered, they need a little bit more to finish the job, and I think they found it with the Lunar Glaives coming through. Aegis is taken, meanwhile Insania just being battered on the front lines here as Tiger and the Night Stalker take him down in the backlines. Iragi and BZM are ganged up on Zai. Tiger will fall, and Mickey with the BKB gonna TP away from this one. They don't have anything to stop that from happening, so the two big calls will escape, but overall, huge fight from OG.
I just love how efficient Matumba Man is. While this is happening, he just starts and hits that hard camp right next to the team fight. He's just farming, he doesn't care. After he finishes the camp, he goes away and leaves his teammates to die, which wasn't that noble, but very effective. Mid lane, Misha.
Classic. Yeah, I mean, this is Luna without a BKB, but, you know, they've used their spells in OG. They're feeling confident on Liquid. They're okay.
Again, he's caught. Yules, Foxy. He's not going to continue, as there's no follow-up. But Mickey is on top of BZM on top lane.
Yeah, BZM maybe sensing something's wrong here. Running back. And as the observer points out, there's a BKB now up on the Batrider as well. Same build as the Lina, actually.
I have to commend Insania for this whole game. The way that he's been playing Undying was on point. Just breaking smokes every single time. Every play that OG has made so far has been broken by Insania. And yeah, he does feed in the process, but that's him. He's fine with it. Even this last fight, I actually expected it to go much better for OG, considering he broke the smoke once again. But I guess they didn't have Tombstone, and that kind of hurt them.
Yeah, and as you mentioned before, he's getting those tombstones down before they jump him. And that's really important when you're playing against a Night Stalker, a Lion, a Batrider. If you get caught and can't get any of your spells off, then your team's going to feel really weak without you. But if that tombstone's already there, they can't really jump you anymore. You've done what you needed to do.
As long as they don't wait for the tombstone to disappear and then fight you.
Yes, like that last fight. That's true. That's true. That is the counterplay. But it was more Liquid kind of being a bit sloppy with the disengagement there, right? They'd taken the tower, but they still got caught on the way out.
There was a smoke attempt coming from Liquid, but they didn't really manage to catch Uragi.
They're looking, but they won't be finding. Uragi now showing in the mid lane. There's pings coming out from Liquid. I think they want this. Uragi, does he have that BKB available? Yes, he does. And a Manta.
Insania gonna break yet another smoke, it seems like. He's very close to it, at least.
Look at this Tombstone as well. Just sees the Sentry Ward on top of his Observer Ward, and he's like, wait. No. But of course, this does mean the Tombstone is down. Oh, here we go. Ahmad taking the ultimate down, but they've already chopped Misha up with that Laguna Blade. Quick elimination from Liquid.
Gone.
But they get the kill onto Zai. Ahmad chases him down.
This Tombstone isn't going to last forever. 5 more seconds, and OG will start chasing afterwards.
Radiant's top tower is under
What can they
attack.
find is the question. Who will they jump? Amar, he's got a little bit of time left on this ultimate. He's going to jump straight away on top of Insania. Does he have a counterplay here? Well, he's got a team behind, which is doing a lot of damage. Insania will be the first one to fall. BZM now looking for the target. He's got Lasso, drags back the Lina into the demise of Uragi. As that Eclipse comes down and eliminates the Lina. Boxy as well in a similar amount of trouble. Gets off a decent amount of damage before he dies, but dies he shall And now the relocate forward from Tiger. Beautiful reload, but could it be his own death? It is. But Uragi's got the BKB to keep on chasing Martu. Wants to bring him down so badly, because he has the Sunder. Not a guaranteed kill right now, so turn their attention towards the Mars instead. Mars is gone, jump in from the Snapfire, who just fought back. Boxy dead again, and now they're searching for that one survivor. It is Matumba Man, who they will jump on. The stun is there. No Sunder for you, and no life for you. Matumba Man goes down as well. 4 heroes dead on the side of Liquid. Make it 7 actually if you count the buyback from Boxy and Insania. No, didn't actually buy back into that one. So still a huge fight from OG. 4 heroes surviving that one, and they get the tier 2 tower.
Yeah, and the tier 2 falls. And something that the panel has talked about is actually coming true. It's so difficult for Liquid to play first if they aren't in this very solid formation in which Zai is pretty much protecting both the Lina and the Terrorblade. They had a decent idea about the Tombstone, but at some point I feel like those Tombstones might come a little bit too soon. And OG, they just play around it, right? They move back, they fight in a different position, and then they chase after the Tombstone is gone. Zai being picked off first definitely didn't help, and if you're Liquid, I guess what they need really is this BKB on Zai. Once he gets it, it becomes a bit easier to take a fight.
Yeah, premature tombstoning, you know, it is a problem. Sania, he's getting on a bit in his career, and it's something which affects a lot of older people. Go see a doctor about it. It's not embarrassing.
He's not that old. He's one of the newer kids on the block, for me at least.
Yeah, in DOTA terms, he's reaching retirement.
That's true. There's a smoke from OG.
Oh, jump in immediately, Hex from Misha, straight away onto the Mars here, and this is go time for OG. They're just sprinting at poor old Zai here, and they will take him out. Boxy trying to escape, but they've got the lasso out onto Insania. That's going to be another support cleaned up by OG, as they get the Mars as well. Huge.
Until Mars gets a BKB, you can't fight on Liquid. And even once he gets it, you still have lasso to work with, right? BZM can still kind of prevent him from really dishing out any of his spells. This should be...
and fantastic spawn time on Roshan as well. It just pops up as they reach in to check it. And this means that the second Roshan of the game looking like it's gonna be OG colored.
Now, on the bright side, Liquid, they did finish the Skadi on Terrorblade. So this man hurts. Like in a solid teamfight in which they can kinda perhaps keep high ground or something similar, play around their own vision. I'm sure that Matumba Man can take down a hero or two. But it's becoming increasingly problematic as OG, they're just running around them.
They're running circles around them at this point, which is crazy because, you know, the first team fight which happened, I was like, all right, Liquid, you know, they're in a good shape right here. They're going to take this game, but then OG just come streaking back into the game with some great smoke, some great fights.
Relocate.
Down at bottom. Yeah. They're gonna pick up a freebie, it looks like. Insania, dead to come in, do some warding. How dare you?
Creates a little bit of space for Zai on the top lane. He knows that there will be no Lion Hexes, Impales into Relocates now, so he can perhaps be a bit braver and finish off the BKB. Which is definitely helpful. Like, these small little plays, these kills on Insania, they aren't really worth it that much at this point. You're 13k ahead anyway. But this is a huge issue as well. Night Stalker and Io, they're just so fast together. And Boxy...
Ooh, Misha constantly hunting. The stun will miss, and now the Yule's out to hold back Amar. As Boxy will stay alive here.
I think this is Liquid's best bet, right? Like, defending high ground positions somehow. You're playing versus Aegis anyway.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
What do Liquid do then? What is their counterplay? I don't feel like they can fight into this Aegis.
I don't think so as well. Perhaps you just let the Lina go out, and she's pushing out the waves as she has travels, she's pretty fast, she shouldn't get caught. But look at OG, they're already pinging out the bottom lane. They know exactly what Mickey might try to do.
This is the lane you want to try and push out, of course. We saw last game, this is where the Nigma heroes spent a vast majority of their time when they were trying to play outside of the base when they were far behind. And they found Insania instead. I mean, you know, this is just a casual kill onto an Undying, but there's 2 more heroes behind in here. The OG attempted, in fact, they're more than tempted. They're going to get lasso off. There's nothing they can do about this. Matuma Man has gone down. Zai pops the arena, but it's too late to save the TB. Nothing was going to save that TB. The moment it gets lassoed there, he is just gone. And that is a huge kill, and that's going to be in the bottom lane now, going the way off OG.
And look at Misha. He's actually TPing top together with Tamar. They might catch Lina. She's in Shadowblade though, so... There aren't too many sentries on the ground. But if he shows himself... They're hunting.
How careful is Mika going to be is the question right now. The answer is very. He's not moving until he sees this Night Stalker. That's for sure.
Yuragi top lane. They baited them on the bottom lane, moved back top.
Interesting.
But you just wait for them on the
If they
bottom.
can take out Tiger just straight up, then Yuragi will be in here without his spongy cores. But the health is... Oh my god, the Lina was not ready for the damage of Yuragi. And now they come straight back into this fight. Take down Zai as well. Hello, what is happening here? Liquid overcommit to a terrible, terrible fight. The Lina's dead in the ground. Matuma Man, he's trying to run away from this one. I'm not sure he's going to get himself out. The finger is there.
GG.
The damage is in. GG is called. OG take game number 1 in convincing fashion.
What's happening, Nomad? Like, this is the 3rd game that we're casting today that ended sub 30-minute mark.
Crazy game. Crazy game there. Yeah, OG, I mean, and they were behind as well at some point, right? Like, their laning phase was not going fantastically. Like, their mid wasn't looking too fresh. Overall, it wasn't looking great. But then they lose the first fight, and I was thinking, like, they get Roshan, and Liquid looked like they were just kind of snowballing through to a clean victory, and then OG, they just snap their fingers, they turn it on, they saw their timings, and they just did not stop getting kills.
Yeah, panel was correct for one of rare times, you know. They really called it.